Hello everyone. The today's topic is about lean operations and just in time, that is JIT. Okay, right. Let us see what is this lean operations. Lean operations means of running of an organization by focusing on greater customer satisfaction while using a few of resources available. That is lean. That is lean, as we know the term meaning the term lean very small, that is by utilizing the less resources, and we have to focus on greater customer satisfaction. With the less resources we have to focus on customer satisfaction. The main object of lean operations is creating value to the customers. That is, we are creating the value to the customers, and the second one is eliminating the waste. The two things of lean operations is we will create the value to the customers and eliminating the waste. That is, in simple sense we can understand lean operations is nothing but by using the little resources available we will increase the customer satisfaction, and we will try to reduce the wastages. In lean operations and just in time, we have 8 different types of wastages. That is, first one is defects. Defects is nothing but we will efforts used by rework, scrap, and incorrect information. That is, because of scrap or because of incorrect information, there is a lot of defects are producing. If you produce 1,000 products, there are some defects in the products. Okay, that is waste, is it not? We have defects in the, see, for example, if you produce 1,000 products, in out of 1,000 products there are 5 wastes or 5 defects. Consider 5 defects. This 5 defects is of wastage, is it not? The defect product the customer will not purchase. The next one is overproduction. That is production that is more than needed before it is needed. See, the other waste is, if you need 1,000 products, produce only 1,000 products. Don't go for overproduction. If you produce overproduction, the excess of products is just in the godown or in the warehouse, it is of waste. Next one is waiting. Wasted time waiting for the next step in the process. See, as we know, the production is a continuous process, right? We have what we have to do. If the process A is completed, it has to move to B, from B to C, C to D. That is, like for example, try to tell in a simple example, the product has to move from welding to shaping department, from painting department to the folding department. This is the sequence, right? If the product has been stopped at shaping department, then it is waiting time is wasted. That is, wasted of time in case of waiting. Non-utilized talent, that is underutilizing people's talent, skills, and knowledge. See, in our organization, if there is an employee which is having good talent, but he is not utilized, then it is of non-utilization talent, it is waste. Okay, transportation, that is unnecessary movement of products and materials. That is, products and materials are unnecessarily, we should not move from one place to other place, it is also a waste. Inventory, that is excess products and materials are not being processed. That is, if you purchase excess of inventory which is not utilized, it is of a waste. That is, the next wastage is motion, unnecessary movement by people. That is, people moving from this department to that department, from one department to other department, or within the department they are moving from one place to other place. It is also wastage. And extra processing, more work or higher quality than required by the customer. See, a customer is expecting a good quality, but we are not supposed to give superior quality. If you produce superior quality, it is of waste, is it not? So, in the organization, we are having different types of waste. The first waste is defects. We are not supposed to produce defective products, which is a waste, and which are not supposed to produce overproduction. Excess production will leads to wastage. The stock is just in the go down or warehouse. So we have to produce the sufficient products only. Don't go for produce of overproduction. The next one is waiting time. That is waiting time of material from one department to other department is also waste. Non-utilization talent. That is, if a company is having good employee, if he is not utilized, then it is of a wastage of his talent. Next, transportation, unnecessary movements of products and material. That is, Products and materials should not move unnecessarily from one department to other department. Next, coming to inventory, that is, if there is a excess amount of inventory products, materials which is not used, it is also waste. Motion, that is, employees moving from one department to other department, or within the department they are moving from one place to other place, it is a wastage of time. Extra processing, that is more than the quality required. See, the quality, if we just now we gone for example, a customer is expecting good product, but he is not, but we are not supposed to produce excellent product. If you produce excellent product, then it is wastage. Okay. Next, lean maintenance. This is nothing but lean operations. As we have discussed, there are different types of wastage: overproduction, waiting, transportation, process, inventory, and all. Right. Lean maintenance. In lean maintenance, these wastes are identified. We have what we have to do. We have to identify what are the wastages that are going in the organization, and we have to made efforts to try to reduce the wastes. We have to understand in our organization what are the wastes are going in the organization, and we have to try to reduce these wastages. Okay. And the next one is the lean of maintenance lead to maximum yield, productivity, and profitability. Okay. Lean maintenance projects equipment systems from root causes malfunctioning, failure, and downtime stress. That is, because of lean maintenance, what happened, our equipments, machineries are protected, and there is less failures. So what is the lean management maintenance or lean operations is nothing but we have to focus on the customer satisfaction, and we have to reduce the waste. There are various 8 types of waste. These we have to keep efforts to reduce the wastages. Okay. Next, coming to just in time. What is just in time? I think you understand that meaning. Just in time, whenever we require, we have to take it. That is called a just in time. Just in time is a philosophy rather than a technique. By this, eliminating all waste and seeking continuous improvements, it aims to creating manufacturing system that is response to the market needs. That is, in simple sense, what it says that it is the low work in process inventory and often with low finished goods inventory. Okay. Right. Just in time. What I try to tell you is what is the simple sense. It is nothing but whenever we require, get the product. Don't buy the product or don't manufacture the product at before time. See, for example, if you want a product on December, by December you want a product. So what you will do? You will prepare, you will plan accordingly to produce the product by December. Is it not? You are not supposed to prepare the product in the April itself. Is it not? See, for example, you want a breakfast. When do you prepare a breakfast? Just in half an hour before you eat. Is it not? You are not going to prepare the before a day. That is called as just in time. Why this just in time is? See, we just now said that we need a product on December. We have to plan and try to manufacture the product by December. If you produce by April, what happened? The amount is wasted, money is wasted, time is wasted, everything is wasted. Okay. Next one. The next thing is says that what are the benefits of just in time is production cost. Right. It is, if you produce the product in time, there is production cost is greatly reduced. Is it not? By reducing the product in time, the production cost is reduced and manufacturing cycle time is also reduced. That is, and the next, quality is also improved. Just now we said that if you want a breakfast, we will prepare just half an hour before you eat. Is it not? Right. So that we will have a hot breakfast. Right. In the same way, whenever the product is required, we have to prepare. For the December requirement of a product, we are not supposed to prepare on April. If you prepare on April, what happened? After 6 months, the product may get damaged. The quality is reduced. Is it not? So we have to prepare the product in time so that its quality is increased or the quality is maintained. Okay. Next, design. Due to fast response of engineering changes, alternate diseases may be quickly brought on the shop floor. That is, you have to design the product, right? Because of this faster engineering changes, we have to design the product and quickly brought to the shop floor, that is at the manufacturing place. Then productivity is improved if you follow the just in time technique. And higher production system is flexible, that is, if you follow the just in time, we have a flexible in production of higher product. Administrative and is simplicity, that is, we can administrate the products in a simple way. Next, coming to inventory models. Here inventory models is nothing but inventory models deals with the resources like men, machinery, money, materials. Okay, that is inventory models deals with the resources that are available in the organization. This model are concerned with two decisions. First one is how much to order, how much of quantity to be ordered, when to be ordered, so as to minimize the total cost. Okay, how much to order, when to order, so that the cost is minimized. The first decision, for the first decision of how much to order, we have to follow how much to order. There are two basic costs are considered, namely inventory carrying cost. See, if you require some inventory on December, you purchase right now, so you have to store the inventory in a warehouse, is it not? So if you store the inventory in a warehouse, you have to maintain the warehouse, you have to keep some security. These are all waste, that is inventory carrying cost is waste. And we have to consider the how much, the first order, how much to purchase, we have to consider the inventory carrying cost and the ordering cost. See, what is the cost for ordering, how many number of products are ordering, and what is its ordering cost. For example, if you order for one product, right, then the product is, the ordering cost is for one product. If you order for 1,000 products, the ordering cost for 1,000 products we have to consider. As the quantity order is increased, the inventory carrying cost increases, will the order cost decreases. The order cost will decrease. See here, I'll tell you a simple example. If you purchase 10 products, right, the ordering cost is same. Okay, if you purchase 1,000 products, the ordering cost is also the same, or it may be reduced, is it not? But the inventory carrying cost is increased if you order more of quantity. I'll tell you a simple example. If you purchase 10 bags of rice, okay, where you have to keep this 10 bags of rice, you have to maintain it, you have to maintain this 10 bags of rice. The cost for maintaining this 10 bags of rice we call as inventory carrying cost. Okay, and ordering cost is nothing but what is the cost that is incurred to order this one bag of rice, and what is the cost that is incurred for 10 bags of rice. Okay, next coming to EOQ, economic order quantity. This model simply says that we have to order the quantity which is required and which is economical, right? Is just see the term EOQ is the size of the order which we know the total cost of carrying and cost of ordering. It reduces the cost of carrying and the cost of ordering. So by considering the carrying cost and by considering the ordering cost, we have to order, that is called as economic quantity. That is, minimum total cost occurs when inventory carrying cost is equal to ordering cost. Okay, next. For calculations of this EOQ, there are two methods, that is tabulation method and algebraic method. Let us see these two methods. Right. Okay. This tabulation method is also called as trial and error method. This tabulation method is also called as trial and error method. That is, here we are forming a table. select the number of possible lot sizes to purchase. That is, how many number of lots you have to purchase, you have to select. Determine the average inventory cost for the lots purchased. That is, for example, you have to purchase 10 lots. The first step is, first step example is, you have to purchase 10 lots. Determine the average inventory carrying cost. What is the cost for carrying this 10 lots. Okay. Determine the total ordering cost. Okay. How many lots here? 10 lots. What is the average inventory carrying cost? What is its ordering cost? We have to determine the total cost of each lot size by chosen, which is summation of inventory cost plus ordering cost. What is the formula for total cost? Is total cost is nothing but sum of ordering cost plus carrying cost. Okay, I have to determine the ordering cost and the carrying. Select the order quantity which minimizes the total cost. Okay, I'll tell you simple example. I'll tell you simple example. We need 10 lots. Okay, we need 10 lots of raw material. What is the average inventory cost for 10 lots? Okay, average inventory cost. See here, first we have what is the average inventory cost and what is the ordering cost. We have to determine the inventory cost, inventory carrying cost, and the next one is ordering cost. First we determine the inventory carrying cost, second one is ordering cost. Next we determine the total cost, that is sum of inventory cost plus ordering cost. That is, total cost is nothing but summation of carrying cost and the ordering cost, and we will finalize which is the lowest one. Okay, next one. Okay, next one is determination by analytical method. Here we have to identify what is the demand. Demand is known and uniform. Let us denote the total number of units purchased or produced, and Q denotes the lot size in each uniform run. Shortages are permitted, so that as soon as level of inventory reaches 0, the inventory is replaced. That is, if the shortage, see here, I'll tell in simple example. Demand is known and uniform. That is, how many number of products we require has to be known, and the demand is uniform. That is, every time the demand is common. That is, this month you require 10 lots, next month also 10 lots, next month also 10 lots, next month also 10 lots. That is the demand is uniform. That is, the demand should not be increased, the demand should not decrease. Okay, let's denote the total number of units purchased. That is, how much of demand is there, that number of products only we purchase. Okay, and Q denotes the lot size. D is the demand, D denotes the demand, Q denotes the lot size. And shortages are not permitted. Shortages are not permitted is nothing but as soon as the stock is over, stock is completed, right, then immediately we have to replace it. Inventory is replenished. Production or supply of commodity is instantaneous. That is, if there is the production or instantaneous is nothing but very instant, suddenly. Okay, that is, in case of any loss or the commodity is over, the commodity has to produce instantly. Lead time is 0. Lead time is 0 is nothing but that is the ordering time, and the time we get, that must be 0. That is, no wastage of time. Okay, setup cost for production run and procure, the cost is C3. Okay, inventory carrying cost C1 is equal to C1, where C is the unit of cost and I is the inventory carrying cost. Okay, expressed as percentage of value of average inventory. Simply, this analytical method is nothing but D, that is, demand is known and it is common, uniform throughout all the production. D is the demand, Q is the quantity, there should not be any shortages, that is inventory, if the inventory is over, immediately it has to be replaced. Production and production and supply is instantaneous, that is we have to get the products instantly, immediately. Okay, lead time, that is the time gap should be 0. And setup cost per unit or procurement cost is C3. Okay, inventory carrying cost is known through CI, where C is the unit cost and I is the inventory carrying cost. Okay, next coming to advantages of EOQ, helps in lowering inventory cost. That is inventory carrying cost is reduced. Primary purpose of EOQ is to help keep inventory carrying cost as low as possible. That is the best advantage of this EOQ is the inventory carrying cost, that is cost for carrying the inventory, and the ordering cost is less as possible, the cost is less. Okay, make restocking easy, that is if the stock is over, the replacement of the stock is making easy. Helps you find the best deal, that is EOQ analysis helps to find out what is the best ordering quantity and best price. Okay, requires number of assumptions, that is we based on various assumptions we will follow the EOQ. Okay, does not account for fluctuation during seasons, that this this EOQ will not consider any fluctuations during the seasons. Okay, these are the topics regarding the lean management and just in time, inventory models and EOQ. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can contact me. Thank you.